Taiwan has just announced a change which is coming up for 2026, which is going to mean that a higher percentage of individuals and families are going to be paying no tax at all. So, is that a good thing? Absolutely. If you are earning less than 1,600 USD a month, which is around £1,250, that's 50,000 NT dollar, new Taiwan dollar a month, you are basically going to be living tax-free or earning tax-free. Now you might think, well, I earn more than that, or I can't live in that. Personally, maybe for you, you cannot, but there are those who can live like that. For example, if I wasn't a father, if I didn't have dependents, if I had a certain lifestyle, let's say when I first came to Taiwan, it was just me to think about me, and I wasn't really doing a lot apart from socializing, going out for a bit of food, watching a bit of TV, and just enjoying the country more, because I didn't know what I was going to really do with my life in the near future, then I could survive on 50,000 NT a month, which would mean I wouldn't be paying any tax on my earnings, whether that was because I was coaching, personal training, if I was doing some kind of business, or if I was teaching and not making over 50,000 NT. Even this day, yes, I would have to downgrade on my house, which I couldn't do right now. But if it was just me on my own, going back this day, I could live off 50,000 NT. I like to live local. I like to shop at the supermarket. I like to go out. If I do go for a beer or a wine, I know the places to go to. And basically, I don't do a lot, which is going to push my budget too high. So 50,000 NT a month or under, you will not pay tax anymore. And like I just mentioned, this is only going to benefit certain demographics. Okay, maybe you're living in a shared house, maybe you're a younger person and you're only paying 10 to 12,000 NT a month, and you just got the rest of that just to go out and spend and have a good time. Or maybe you are part of a family household where there's a few people earning, or you and your partner might be earning, so you're just making 50,000. I'm not saying just making, any earning is obviously good stuff, but you're making 50,000 NT, maybe your partner's making 50,000 NT or more. Yes, if you are a family, or you are in a marriage ship, or you do have children, there are different pros and cons and different benefits that you get. But it doesn't have to be, oh, well, 50,000 NT a month isn't a lot. It's a lot to some people living in certain areas of Taipei, well, Taiwan, but especially Taipei, New Taipei City. And this is positive news, because more often than not, we get positive news. Yes, I know I don't watch the news because my fluency in Mandarin isn't where it should be right now, but that helps me to detach myself a little bit of the politics, what happens in every country as well. But we do get looked after when you're comparing against other countries. When I'm looking at other countries back home in the West, and it just looks like everything is going against the residents, permanent residents there in Taiwan, they're doing moves like this, which is positive. At the end of the month, so where I'm talking now, at the end of October, it's been penciled in for October, November, where permanent residents are basically being given 10,000 NT, kind of like stimulus check, okay? And they did this during COVID as well. So that's around £250, okay? And that's for foreigners who are on a marriage visa or a permanent residency as a foreigner as well. And that's just little touches like that, what goes a long way. Yes, there are a lot of negatives, what people talk about, especially the Taiwanese, what aren't always treated fairly or should be treated fairer in certain people's opinion. But it just is nice to be in a country where you are feeling looked after. You're feeling like everything is above board, although sometimes it may not be, especially with apartment prices, renting prices. But I just really think steps like these are really nice. Now, just looking in as well to the rules. So it's saying, look, individuals earning 620,000 NT a year, so that's around 20,000 US dollar a year or less, annually will be exempt from income tax beginning with the May 2026 filing season. President Lai Ching-te announced on Sunday that those earning around 50,000 NT dollar a month will not need to pay any tax. He also made an announcement regarding some households. So he said a household supporting 2 elderly parents with an annual income of around 2.2 million will also qualify for this. Okay, so like I said, there are going to be more loopholes where you don't have to pay any tax as well. Lai estimated that 40 to 50% of households may end up not paying tax at all, which is superb. He added that the top 1% of taxpayers already contribute 40 to 50% of income tax. Now, I do other videos, or I have done other videos on my playlist, Taiwan Living, which goes through certain tax contributions that foreigners have to pay and which generally you have to pay, which are not bad. Compared to other countries, it feels like your salary does go a lot further if you're wise when you're looking at renting. This is why I offer services. Go on my website, go on the link in the description and the comments, and you'll see what services I offer for relocation and job hunting as well. So you do have to be strategic in terms of where you're getting your apartment, because apartments, especially central Taipei City, I'm really central Taipei City, can eat up a lot of your monthly budget. Also, if you're eating out over time and whatnot, that's why you've got to look at the videos in my playlist so you can get some strategy to making your dollar go a little bit further. So yeah, I did read something else. Yeah, he said a couple with 2 children under five. So if you've got 2 children under 5 and earning 1.6 million NT a year will also be exempt from paying taxes. So these little things where you do feel you're being looked after, especially just to give you that little start. Now, look, I know there are some countries what don't pay tax. I've lived in some of them in the Middle East, which is awesome. But Taiwan has also, this is a separate subject, but it has the second lowest globally and only higher than Andorra. So Taiwan sits at 5% tax for sales tax. So 5% sales tax. It's only the second lowest. It's the second lowest, only above Andorra, which is superb. However, it's not consistently regarded as anywhere near the lowest for personal tax, where it can go up to around 40%. But you will see in my other videos, I'm just putting up on the screen, here's the scale which foreigners, this is end of year 2024, but it's roughly the same now, where foreigners do have to pay, you know, at least it's clear. Look, if you make 0 to 590,000, 5% tax rate or tax payable, but I just said, like you've seen, there are tax deductible reasons. And then 590 to 1.3 million a year, this is NT dollar, 12% tax rate. So it's very, very clear. It shows you all the progressive differences. And look, for me personally, I think that it is affordable. And although Taipei life, not the whole of Taiwan, but Taipei life is getting more expensive, especially if you're looking more expat or foreign orientated life, you can make it cheaper. But when you look at cost of living, quality of living, and potential income, it's very, very fair. Whereas, not this in Thailand, but you go to Thailand, unless you've got a business or something like this, or you're an international teacher, as a foreigner, you're maybe not going to be earning as much, although cost of living is lower. And do you get the quality of life? Yes, you're going to have beautiful swimming pools and whatnot, but I mean infrastructure, I mean safety. Taipei, this is why I ended up settling here, and I've been here over 13, 14 years. It just ticks all the boxes, which brings it average, very good. So I just thought that is a nice move from the government. You can come here, maybe as a younger person, maybe as a couple, you can both earn 50,000 NT and not get taxed on it, which is really nice to know. Watch more videos here for more information and living in Taiwan and Asia.